What's up, everyone? Welcome back to yet another Movie Monday, and for this Movie Monday, we're going to be talking about fear. A weekend vacation turns sinister when a group of friends must confront their worst fears one by one. Sounds simple enough, right? Fear is directed by Deon Taylor, who also worked on other movies such as Chain Letter, Meet the Blacks, and Fatale. The film stars a plethora of actors and actresses, including Terrence J, King Bach, T.I., Joseph Sikora, and Jessica Lange. While Deon Taylor is not new to directing, this movie certainly made it feel like he was. So I've been thinking about how to do these movie reviews, and I may or may not keep this format, but at least for this review, I'm gonna break down the good, the bad, and the ugly. So as far as the good goes, first and foremost, the acting. I think that each and every actor and actress brought their A game to this movie personally. A few standout performances for me were Joseph Sikora, Terrence J, and King Bach actually, which I was not expecting from him if I'm honest to you. He may have even had the most solid performance out of everyone, and that's pretty incredible considering how minimal his screen time was. The sound design and the soundtrack were also pretty good. I think there may have been some points when it was a little too much, but it never got out of hand, I should say. The visual effects, while minimal, were also really good. And that's pretty much where the good ends, unfortunately. Now for the bad. First and foremost, the minimal use of the actual location that they were staying. Obviously, the cast is relatively small, so much of the location didn't have to be used. But then you think of other casts, like from Texas Chainsaw, Friday the 13th, and other movies like that aren't in these places for long, but they pretty much utilize the entire area. And because of that, I can't be convinced that not one person didn't want to explore the woods, go for a swim, or explore the building that they were staying in. So that kind of nagged at me for the entire movie, if I'm honest with you. The overuse of what I think was a saturation effect or effects that sometimes made the scenes look kind of weird. Having Jessica Lange's possessed character in the trailer, but underusing it in the actual movie. Again, some of the sound can get all over the place, but it's not the worst thing ever. The 1 hour and 25-minute runtime as well. As an avid horror movie watcher, I don't think that there's much of anything that could be achieved in 1.5 hours personally. There are very few movies that actually can pull that off, and the ones that do pull that off are ones that had clear paths, in my humble opinion. Some of those are Dead Silence, The Ritual, and A Quiet Place. And that point actually leads into the ugly. This movie had absolutely no direction whatsoever, in my opinion. I think that maybe Deon Taylor thought a little too hard or not hard enough. The movie involved paranormal aspects, witch cult aspects, facing your fears aspects, cabin in the wood aspects, and a lot of other things. And the problem with involving all of these things is that at least one of them has to be the focal point, and it looked like he couldn't decide. The entire side story with King Bach could have easily been the whole movie or a movie on its own, which would have been far better than this one, I promise you. And that's really all I have to say about this one. It's one that I would still say go see if you want, just don't go in with high expectations. And if you wanted to see it, but now you don't want to make an entire event out of it by going to the movies, buying snacks and whatnot, just find a way to rent it at home. I don't think it's necessarily a movie that the theater enhanced. It's not one of my favorite movies by any means, but I didn't hate it. I know that it sucks to get two bad movie Mondays in a row, but that's just what we have to work with right now. I'm actually very, very, very hopeful for the next movie Monday, where I'll be reviewing Knock at the Cabin. Also, anime content will be returning sometime as well for those that came when this channel only did anime and manga reviews, I promise. Also, if you liked the video, I would greatly appreciate it. I'd like to let me know. And if you're new here and liked it as well, I would greatly appreciate it if you hit the sub button and turned on notifications. But that will be all for this one. I hope that everyone has a good rest of their day. This has been Keith. Peace.